in a small village nestled in Suffolk, England. During the 12th century, a story emerged so strange that it was chronicled in medieval texts and persists to this day as one of history's most bizarre enigmas. This is the eerie and unsolved mystery of the Green Children of Woolpit, a tale that has boggled the minds of historians, scholars, and conspiracy theorists alike for centuries. What could possibly explain the strange appearance and behavior of these two unusual children? Their story begins on a sunny harvest day, when villagers working the fields stumbled upon two bewildered children hiding near a wolf pit, the place from which the village, Woolpit, gets its name. These children were not just ordinary strangers. Their skin was green. Not the pale green tint of illness, but a solid, unmistakable green hue that almost shimmered in sunlight. They were dressed in strange, unfamiliar clothing made of materials no one recognized. They spoke a language no one understood, a tongue that didn't resemble any known dialect. Confusion soon turned to alarm. Who were they, and where did they come from? The villagers quickly took the children to the home of Sir Richard de Calne, a local nobleman who agreed to care for them. But the mystery deepened. You see, the children refused to eat anything that was offered to them. No bread, no meat, not even the fruits and vegetables of the English countryside. Days passed, and Sir Richard feared they would succumb to starvation. Then something extraordinary happened. The children's eyes lit up when they saw raw, broad beans being served. They ravenously ate the beans directly out of their pods, as if it were food they had been longing for. For weeks, the children sustained themselves solely on this peculiar diet. But over time, things began to change. The boy grew weak, and ultimately, he died of an unknown illness. The girl, however, grew stronger. Her green pigmentation faded, turning into a normal human complexion. Gradually, she started to learn English, allowing her to share parts of their story. What she revealed only deepened the mystery. She claimed they came from a place called St. Martin's Land, a subterranean world connected to ours, where the sun never shines and the light is dim and green. In this strange land, everything, she said, shared the greenish hue of twilight. The girl described her world as being separated from the surface by a great river. She said she and her brother had been tending their family's flock when they followed the sound of mysterious bells. As they wandered through dark, cavernous passages, they suddenly found themselves in Woolpit, disoriented and frightened. But the tale quickly raised more questions than answers. Was St. Martin's Land an allegory for some forgotten place? Could the children have been orphans from a distant land, abandoned and left to fend for themselves? Or was this something far more otherworldly, evidence of a parallel dimension, as some theorists suggest? Medieval chroniclers like Ralph of Coggeshall and William of Newburgh recorded these events with unusual detail, adding credibility to the otherwise fantastical tale. But skepticism also lingers. Some modern historians argue that the Green Children of Woolpit might have been Flemish immigrants, refugees who had escaped persecution and were possibly suffering from chlorosis, a condition that can give skin a greenish pallor due to iron deficiency. Others believe their story was symbolic, perhaps drawn from folklore or religious allegory. Still, one cannot ignore how the children's tale aligns eerily well with certain concepts that were unimaginable at the time, like the idea of parallel dimensions or underground worlds. Thousands of years later, in our modern age of science, we still find fascination in the inexplicable. Could these children truly have stumbled from a hidden realm into our own? If so, why did they appear in Woolpit, and what was the significance of their arrival? There are no definitive answers, and the enigma of the Green Children remains tightly shrouded in mystery, a haunting, unanswered question from a long-forgotten chapter of history. So, what do you believe? Are the Green Children of Woolpit an elaborate medieval legend, misunderstood refugees from history, or perhaps visitors from somewhere we cannot even comprehend? One thing is for certain: their story leaves us with a lingering unease, a feeling that our world is stranger than we dare to imagine. And if the Green Children did come from a different world, then where is the boundary that separates ours from theirs? Perhaps it's closer than we'd like to think. Perhaps, at any moment, we too could find ourselves gazing at the distant glow of an unknown land. So next time you hear strange bells in the distance, ask yourself this: are they calling you towards something you'll never understand? Or are they reminding you of a time when the unexplainable walked among us? This has been another chilling episode of Creepiest True Mysteries. Until next time, stay curious and keep looking over your shoulder.